The king and queen in waiting, I call them. Well, it's been half a decade, man. Can you believe that? Since they've actually been in the industry. It makes it sound so much bigger than, say, 5 years. And Shashank, thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, the king and queen in waiting. Alia, Varun, Shashank, thanks so much for joining me here. It is insane. It's been half a decade, man. You're like a veteran now.
You know, see, we are veterans, and even you're a veteran.
No, so in 10 years, you'll have a decade that you can chalk up. You've got so many films that's come up. Do you ever have the time to reminisce and think? Now, because Student of the Year 2 is also coming out, you know, so you're not the first generation.
Think back to those flights that we were taking during Student of the Year and buying those.
Or just otherwise, you know, just otherwise how much life has changed, man.
Life has changed. Life has changed a lot. We've changed. But to be very honest, I think life's going by so fast now that I can't really... Everything else is a little blank also now. It's just, you move on like from one thing, one movie to another, one journey to another.
Isn't that horrible? I mean, Alia, don't you want to sit and savor some moments? You are these days. At least I see you taking a few breaks once in a while. You moved into your own apartment. That's like a big change, isn't it?
It is a big change. It's a good change. I mean, I haven't really ever lived by myself or alone or to even understand what that is. It's not like I went to university or even got a glimpse of that. So I'm still sort of processing that.
What's the toughest part about living alone? Food, clean?
No,
cleaning? No,
I think that's all sorted. I think the toughest part is, I think, there's like, you know, there's nobody to talk to maybe in the morning. That's the only thing. Otherwise, my mom would always be there. Like, my sister stays with me, but she is always sleeping. So, and I would always have those morning conversations with my mother. So that's the only thing I miss.
But it's nice. Like I said, life has really changed, and this is, gentlemen, part of the change now. Now you've got these two big superstars, yeah? You know, the thing is, a lot of people have meteoric rises in Bollywood. It's a film or two, you know. I know a number of stars that now are superstars maybe, but they had a film or two, then they had lags and they had gaps. This is relentless with the two of them, you know. It's almost like this tsunami that comes on with her, with all her performances and acclaim and all that. It does get a little daunting when you're... I know they're very chilled on the set, but otherwise you have to keep the reputation in mind as well.
You know, so I was actually privy to their rise pretty much on my first film, because when we started doing our first film, Humpty, together, and they were only one film old and there were absolutely no pressure when we started doing the film. And by the time...
So you were like the boss then, you know, like a little bit of a boss with Humpty. No.
But you're always the boss.
But, you know, but almost by the time the film came up for release, she had 2 more releases, he had a release, and there was already a rise in their stardom. And suddenly it started hitting us as a production house and also as me, a filmmaker, that the responsibility has gone up. And since then it's been 3 years, and as you just mentioned, the rise has been quite phenomenal.
So was it like a huge bar to handle when you came to Badrinath?
Not really. It was a responsibility. The good thing is, as you said, they're very chilled out on set, and I think we are friends. You know, besides the professional equation that we have, we are now friends. We are honest to each other. We don't have any formalities when we're talking about anything. So that's a good thing. In that sense, they both have not changed at all. And
I have to say this also, you extracted some of the best performances. He's had a lot of good performances. She's had a number of fantastic performances. But I think Humpty Sharma was such an honest performance on both of them. You know, nobody expected that from that film. And then I came out and I said, you know, because you expected a little...
You told me.
Yeah, and I said, wow, this is so... It was a very real performance from him.
I remember speaking
to you,
you said going into the film, Varun, I honestly didn't expect much.
Yeah, I did.
The trailer. And then the film.
But that was actually the case with many people. Most people were like, you know, they had not reacted and all, because it seemed like sort of...
It looked like another film that, you know, the two of them had just done.
Correct. But that was...
It was good being the underdog, man. It's now is where I'm feeling the pressure, because now suddenly there is expectations.
Success behind you, because that made money as well. But first of all, I have to congratulate you again with Urta Punjab.
Thank you.
You know, it's insane how, like I said, you keep raising the bar. You're making it very tough. There are 3 or 4. But now they become contemporaries to you. Now even your Kangana is your contemporary now, and then that's beautiful. You know, so a lot of people say that it's scary sometimes how much talent there is still in there. You can still tap. New directors will be able to take out new stuff from you. There is no time to sit back and sometimes think about it sometimes. But are there some films now you can actually do like a look back onto your films, the toughest films that you've done? Were you supremely satisfied with the response Urta got?
I was definitely, also because we went through a lot while releasing that film.
Yeah, you said that also. It was a very tough film for you.
It was a very tough film, and it was a very big risk, honestly. So it was nice to see that people are open to different things, and very, very different things, and seeing me a certain way maybe. That'll help me take stronger, bolder decisions maybe in the future.
She's become such a perfect lady in Bollywood, right? You're still the same Varun of 5 years back. Sometimes
Yeah,
I
I'm
think.
not going to change. It's working for me.
But
so
what have I
this is
changed?
it.
I'm
No,
not
in
changed.
a nice way, in a nice way.
good way.
But
I
he's
become a
still,
lady.
he's still a bit of a goofball. I like that, you know.
I think you...
Is that the reason why your female fan following keeps increasing by the second?
Honestly, I think you got to be what you got to be.
Yeah.
And change obviously is a part of life, and
Yeah.
you will change in different situations, and why not? But I just find sometimes when I do see interviews of actors, I get a little bored sometimes. Because I feel there's a pretense on, there's a mask on sometimes, you know. And like for example, now I know you from so many years. You were there during my first film. You were there during our first film. So I cannot behave with you like how I would behave with another interview. I have to. I am my guard is down.
The responsibility that I also have to now understand that now you all have become superstars. So
No, I don't think. See, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm kidding, man. I know.
I know. I think that comes from the actor. If you want to make someone feel uncomfortable from the get-go, you can be like, "Ye coffee do, ye do," give these cold stares. But for what, yeah? Yeah.
But let me tell you, there's a lot of money riding on the two of them. There's a lot of money that the two of them have made, and there's a lot of money that is going to be made on this one as well. But when we come to this, the response was fantastic. Here was totally different, yeah? Everywhere that you've gone, people have been marrying people off.
Yeah.
You've been very embarrassed every single time. Why do you get so embarrassed when somebody gets like a Varmala next to you?
You know what happened? So we went to a couple of these radio stations and stuff in Delhi, in the capital. And now there were a lot of RJs calling me Jija Ji. They were asking me for money. Now I didn't have my wallet on me, and I'm looking like that.
Acha, juta wala money they say.
No, they did rob. They stole my
shoes.
shoe. So I was like, this is not a real marriage. And there was like a pandit who was saying tamma tamma aha and all. They made us sit. And there were no real mantras, so we're not obviously married in that sense.
No, we are aware that we are not.
But I was getting a little pressurized. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because I could notice him. So when
Even
you
you also got awkward initially a little bit.
I didn't get awkward. I was like, okay, fine, this is new.
Yeah, but like, people are finding new ways to sort of entertain themselves.
Yeah.
Varun and you on the set. Let's just talk about how easy he has been over the years as an actor. Now he's grown. Now he's doing some 7,000 films also, double roles. He'll always have that, you know, people will have a Salman hangover with him. But let's talk about his change. What's the biggest change that you've seen in Varun as an actor?
I think earlier what used to happen is during Student and sometimes in Humpty is Varun would look at a scene as a scene. And he would want to do something that would stand out in that scene from his perspective. So he would want to, meko kuch karna hai, kuch improvise karte hai, kuch karte so that it's my scene by the end of it. It's not a selfish thing, but he used to himself say
Usko scene jeetna hai.
Haan, but he used to himself say that you have to do this and all. In Badri, he didn't do it at all. He looked at the film as a whole. He was very into graphing his character with Shashank. He would constantly go back to, uspe humne ye kiya tha, yahan pe kiya tha, so I'm feeling this way. And he was okay also just being silent. And my dad always told me that's a mark of a fabulous actor, when you can just be silent in a scene and do nothing, but still make an impact or add to that scene in some way. So I think he's finally...
Well, that's big words for you. Would you agree with that? His graph now? He's
Partly.
Partly, is it? Varun, is that true now? You don't want to jeetna nahi hai tumhe scene ab?
नहीं कभी-कभी comedy में तो definitely जीतना है, but in silent scenes he doesn't mind being silent.
I think the correct term would be his understanding has improved. So he knows that...
it's like a class, you know, where he's like a little student listening to teachers.
No, but his understanding has improved. Like, there are a lot of scenes, and you know, he has a gift of understanding comedy, probably even better than me, because of the lineage he comes from and the fact that there is so much of it around him. So there are certain scenes where we are kind of writing a humorous scene. His contribution is, you know, amazing, because he will come up and he'll just give you that punch and say, you know, Shashank, this punch needs to be slightly more, slightly stronger, better and stuff. But as she said correctly now, his understanding of emotional, intense scenes is also increasing. So now he understands the fact that if I tell him, Varun, you need to be a bit silent and just be intense, he started understanding that. I remember a scene...
High praise, man.
It is very high praise.
Do you feel that?
Because we don't give it to him otherwise.
I do feel that. It's
Never
you know, more than anything, when I do a film, besides doing it for the script because of Shashank, Alia, Karan, I do it for the audience. I feel that this entire country, and this is because of how I've grown up watching films. I've seen my father's films, I've seen Salman Bhai films, Sanjay Dutt scenes in single screens. And I've seen the audience around me reacting. Especially when it's my dad's film, I'll be looking at which joke they laughed on or what did they react for. And I remember these discussions with my dad specifically saying that, you know, I didn't find this funny. He's like, see it in the theatre. So there are certain things and certain jokes when you watch with people around you, you laugh more. So when I'm, which
it happened with Dishoom. I'm telling you, it happened with Dishoom. A lot more people laughed more
when
I was in a theater. And then, you know, a lot of people say, "Us समय funny." मैंने कहा यार, when I was in a theater, हम सब तो एक साथ हंस रहे थे, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That situation is slightly
watching a film
yeah,
in the
man.
theater is another experience.
Yeah.
So there's a thing known as a cinematic performance or something. I mean, if this is a term or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm always thinking for that person probably who's watching the film in Jhansi. I'm thinking about that person who's watching it probably in some village in Rajasthan or somewhere in Punjab, you know. And
I love this. Now you're thinking
them.
like the star who knows his territories also.
No,
it's very important, but it's important to know that because you're not making a 10 crore picture. You want to make the 500 crores.
Exactly, and you know, more than the money, we are urban kids, I'm born and brought up in Mumbai. It's such a big metropolitan city. So my thinking is, I can't restrict my thinking only to this one place. So I think that's where Shashank comes in so strongly, because he is from a small town. He gets that more than anyone, that how someone in a small town will react to a movie.
Yeah, actually, it's true. In a small town, somebody falls on a banana peel, everybody laughs, man. You know, it's probably not a nice thing to do, but the sense of humor is a little different.
Even
man.
Even emotions, the way you react to certain situations, you know, the concept of
mother, daughter, husband,
absolutely.
बहुत अलग रहता
The
है.
conflicts in life are very different.
We're very cold here in the metropolitan cities for sure.
I would laugh if somebody fell on a banana.
I mean, I would keep laughing, but they say a horrible person. I laugh if there's an accident also sometimes.
You get trolled on Twitter for that.
We are also now looking for diplomatic answers in urban India.
I find it very funny when people fall.
Yeah.
We are looking for diplomacy.
Actually,
I find it very funny when people fall.
it's true. If somebody's running and they trip and fall, I mean, I would laugh.
When kids used to fall in school, I used to find it too funny.
Yeah, it is. And people just say, you're a horrible person, you think bad of people. I say, no, but he's fallen, it's funny, man.
But these things happen.
And then everybody else runs to the person and saying, oh shit, I should also go. So that's what used to happen with me. I want to know how well you know her now. Yeah? You know her very well?
I know her pretty well. I've always known her very well.
First point. What's the thing that she cannot do without on a set?
What's the thing that she cannot do without on...
Don't look at her now.
Okay,
you know her very well. Look
she
this
can't
side.
do without a blower fan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
With a fan blower? That's not true. So that's one cross.
True, right?
It's wrong. It's wrong. Shashank, would you agree with...
That's only in songs. On set could be anything. It's not a scene.
So it's a blower fan. So they never look this side. What's Alia's favorite color?
Pink.
Really? Alia?
Not really.
Gulabo?
I mean, I don't really have a fixed favorite color.
But how do you guess then? I go pink, red, black, blue, yellow.
So listen, she's not agreeing to anything you're saying. What's her favorite kind of food?
Favorite kind of food is...
You're not winning this game at all.
Right now pizza. She likes pizza.
She likes pizza?
Varun, that's junk food.
Right now it's fruits.
How can you say it's not food?
Why? Is it Chinese, Mughlai, salads?
She craves Indian food sometimes. She craves Mughlai.
Thank God.
Mughlai nahi. Indian
Dal
food.
roti.
Yeah, home food.
So Indian food, I said.
Okay.
Indian food.
And the last one, I'm shuddering. And what's the last thing that she bought for herself?
That I don't know. Online shopping. She
4-0.
Actually, he's right. I bought flasks online.
This is not working out.
She's not agreeing. She doesn't want to agree. Then
You have to be a little more attentive.
make her ask me.
Badrinath's response, when you make Tamma Tamma, it has happening a lot. When you redo the 90s creations, you're going to get flack. I liked it. Like I said, you know, I don't think is, people sort of think of me as very fluffball sometimes. I don't really care sometimes. I'm in a theater. I was watching Rangoon the other day. I get lost in the cinema, man. You know, I just say, wow. But iska matlab kya? I said, I don't give a you know what I mean about the matlab? I'm watching a film. I heard the song, I saw them dancing, I said, yaar, bada maza aa raha hai. And then I hear lots of stalwarts and lots of people have things to say. When you make a decision about making a song, you know you're going to get flack and fun. Right. So would you not want to stay away from that?
I really don't think so much. I would say that. I just felt, Varun and I discussed Tamma Tamma. I think in that sense, I'll give him credit. He kind of came up with
he's good with songs.
Yeah, he came up with the brainwave Shashank because we were looking for a song. He said Tamma Tamma. I said, sounds good, but we need to have the correct recreation of that song because I don't want it to be a remix. I want it to be a tribute.
Yeah.
And we cracked that and we felt this is correct. And, you know, you can't think so much about how much love you're going to get or how much, flack you're going to get for it. As I said, our approach to Badrinath has again been very honest. We've gone with it with a very clear motive of again making an honest film. We all felt collectively along with Karan that this is really honestly fitting the film and we went for it.
You know,
and everything is welcome.
Anytime you do anything big, it's going to be met by mixed response in today's day because there's so many opinions floating around.
Yeah. And does it anger you sometimes that you guys can't give back looking at the pedestal sadly where you all have reached?
I think our films talk for themselves. No? That's the more important thing, that your film should talk for itself. And when we say box office, or we say anything for that matter, box office also means that so many people are going and watching your film. It doesn't mean that, oh, we hate your film and it's such a bad film, but we'll go and spend money on it. It obviously means they like it, so they're spending money on it.
That's true. That's what I tell people also. If a film makes a certain amount of money, don't get obsessed with numbers, but understand the more money it makes, that means the more people are going to watch it. And that's pretty much a tick mark, saying that the film works. You ready to answer about him?
Yeah.
It's just off the cuff. What's the thing that he hates on the set?
What's the thing he hates on the set?
Hates. Absolutely abhors. Look this side. Don't say anything.
Unorganized planning.
Really?
I can answer this.
Of sure.
No, okay, so wait. You have to say yes or no.
Let Shashank recheck this.
Why?
That's a good idea.
Is she correct?
Kind of, he hates delay on the set.
Yeah.
Correct.
Actually, but that's generic. A lot of actors would hate delay.
Delay,
But he hates it like he'll come and he'll say, Shashank, push it. Push the team.
That's from his 80 days. I guess that.
But I do this. I look at the first 80 always.
Apparently, he was a very bad AD. That's what the chief AD
So I want to ask
he
you,
was a very bad AD.
Were you a very bad AD?
I was a very bad AD.
But why? Did you not think that you were working with Shah Rukh Khan and that you put your best foot forward?
I didn't think that at all.
What did you think? That this is just 1 year and then Karan has promised me a film, so I better
No, he didn't promise me a film, nothing. I just felt ki in my
David Dhawan ka beta
No,
hum,
not even that. I just felt ki I was a little narcissistic at that point. I don't mind saying this also on camera. And I felt ki I am Varun Dhawan. David Dhawan is my father. I am working in a film, Karan Johar is directing a film जिसमें मैं AD हूँ. I thought I thought of it in a different way.
If I switch off the cameras,
No one will say this on camera.
but if I switch off the cameras, he'll say the same thing. And
This is true. This is a true fact.
I know, because you believe it too.
But
It's a good thing.
I got really schooled and shouted at by Karan Malhotra, who was the first AD who directed Agnipath.
Yeah.
And he ruined me. And that's when then I became like, I became a good AD then.
Is it now time for you and Karan to work together?
Malhotra, I would love to work with him.
Will you give it back to him now?
Not at all, never. I owe a lot to him actually for my career also. I think if he didn't discipline me in that movie, not only me but even Siddharth, if he didn't discipline both of us during that film, we wouldn't be where we are.
I have to say this. Sometimes I always wonder, can they actually pull it off and be this good? He really is this good. That's the problem. If you bring, let me say this about you. If you bring 5 children to come and say hello to him, and if the flight is about to take off in 4.5 seconds, he'll actually miss the flight and say hello to the 5 kids, man. So I have to hand that to you. I've seen this happen firsthand also. Right, coming to the second question, since the first one was well done. She obviously seems to know you a lot more than you know anything about her. Varun, casually, what is he like dressing like? Is he somebody who's very worried about his looks? Is he as narcissistic about his looks on a casual night out or a party out somewhere? Does he care?
No, Varun is very comfortable in his own skin. He can wear a ganji and jeans and a cap and also arrive. But he'll just be very confident because he loves his biceps and he thinks he looks amazing. But he likes to wear like
Thinks he looks amazing. I love these little lines.
T-shirt and jeans and cool shoes.
She's angry with you, is it?
No. And cool shoes. He loves his shoes. So he loves adding some cool shoes and he'll say, see my shoes, see this, see that.
Ranbir apparently is the authority on shoes.
He loves shoes,
Yeah. So she knows this about you as well. This is also right?
She's right.
Okay, so the last thing, what's the last thing that he bought for himself? His father says, David G says, Varun makes too much money. I can't even handle how much money that he's making. He's told me this on his face. Itna paisa kama raha hai pichhle 3 saal mein, I've realized this. I was sitting in his house. He was a little late and we were chatting. I said, sir, what's up? Maza aa raha hai? Arey yaar, itne paise offer karte hain. I look at the contracts and also, since you've been getting so much of money, let's talk about the last big thing that he's bought.
Big thing?
Or anything that he's bought and showed off on the set. Nothing?
He's not much of a shopper. He got Shashank a Badri jacket recently. A jacket which had Badri behind it.
He didn't get me that jacket. He was presenting that jacket in his size and he had 2 of that. So he said, ek tu rakh le.
Varun Dhawan, you're an open book for the world and you know nothing about the rest of the world.
I don't.
Which is true, which is perfect because it's lovely. It's sometimes nice to stay in a little bubble.
Yeah, it's
but it works. So now with all the money that you're making, that your father has told me, and this is on record, what are you doing with all your money? She's bought a house, she's traveling the world. I see her girl gang is there. What have you been up to?
I bought a house as well. It's just under my
he's
parents'
also
house.
traveling the world.
I'm not traveling the world so much. I'm not.
Get lost.
You
went to London and Sri Lanka.
There's a bit in there, right, today? The coffee hasn't been mixed properly.
I actually drank a coffee.
Right.
No, I have traveled a little bit, but it's been a bit of a roller coaster because I finished this. I just did 1 week of Judwa shooting as well in between. So it's just now, this year is going to be.
Now you're finally stepping into his shoes exactly. You know, you've been saying it for so many
Actually, I was
years.
stepping into his jeans. He gifted me
Yeah, I know,
a
he
bunch
sent you
of
jeans.
Yeah.
So I remember, so let me tell you this about him. When they first met to meet Salman Bhai, he needs to make them take their shirts off and say, abs dikhao, body dikhao. Does he still treat you like that?
Yeah.
So now that you are stepping into Salman, this is a really big responsibility.
It's a huge.
You know, if you mess this up, you're
I am
screwed.
I think, see what he says, I think last time when we were Filmfare Awards, I was hanging around with him backstage. And we were talking, Sonakshi was saying, are you nominated for this? So he's like, हाँ, Varun को award मिलेगा for the most enthusiasm. So he was...
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah. It's a good, I have a different type of relationship with him.
Yeah, I know.
So I think he really wants me to do well in the film. If it means anything, he really wants me to succeed in this role.
Yeah, you better just keep the comparisons out of the way as much as you can.
There's obviously no comparison.
The fans are going to do it. Social media. Before we leave, you're not on it, are you? Much? What? Social media?
I am. I'm there, but
Very rarely,
These two are super active. I like that. You know, you all interact with your fans and all.
I got onto social media because of Alia, actually.
Yeah, Alia is the queen. She's the queen of Instagram.
She's the queen.
She is.
Instagram.
Yeah,
She's the spokesperson of the social
I
world.
don't think I'm the most active.
With the girl
I think
gang.
I'm fairly active.
With the girl gang, yeah, but that's on. So, have you been able to? You don't get too much.
You're
trolling
saying
there.
anything, I say anything, you're getting angry.
I'm not getting angry. I'm
The
not even
cold,
saying a
icy
thing.
stare.
I've not said one thing to you.
Before we
you
leave.
and I are the ones who are a bit of a misfit right now.
I like it, man.
I have not said one.
Two kebabs mein, one very, no, actually two haddis in one very big kebab. Badrinath ki Dulhania is going to make a lot of money.
Thank you. Can I apologize to her on the show?
Why?
Why?
Please.
I don't. Why are you apologizing to me? Have I said anything?
I can tell.
I am not
Even
upset.
Salil can tell.
Like, a person who meets you once a year can figure it out that there's a bit of a vibe.
But I'm not upset.
Unless you really changed over the last 6 months.
Unless you're like that with everyone.
The fangs are out today, Alia. The cat fangs are out. I can see it.
Yeah, because when people behave bratty, they need to be put in their place.
Exactly.
Exactly like how whether he does to Badri. So I'm just following my character right now.
That's perfect.
Actually, this is a scene from the
I
movie.
love you so
Thank
much.
you.
This is a scene from the movie.
Well, they've acted out well. It was all part of a script. You
Yeah,
better apologize.
it's a performance.
You haven't bought much, right? You just bought a lovely jacket, Badrinath. It's about time you bought something today. See you again soon. Bye-bye. And I will, of course, be giving you lots of snippets of this interview. Bye-bye.